but I knew, I'm like, I'm going to talk about my style and, how I can budget shop and mix high price stuff with low, high, low, all that before that was a thing. And knew that eventually if I had women's attention talking about these things that we care about every day, skincare, our workouts, what we're eating, vitamins and supplements, that when I got brave enough, I could, and as I healed, I could start sharing about my spiritual journey. So it was Sanctuary of Style, Beauty, Style, and Spirit. That's how it started. And I wanted to graduate that. I had in 2013, that was about 2010, I started that. In 2013, and I'm so glad I found it on like an old file. I lived right there in West Hollywood. I lived around the corner from Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant. So the whole time I was thinking I had different production companies do sizzle reels for me because I wanted to turn Sanctuary of Style into a TV show, into like a woman's talk show / reality show, and didn't know that God was going to do that in an even bigger way. In 2013, I put, one of my goals was get reality show exposure like Bethany Frankel did. So that was 2013.
You wrote that out?
Oh yeah. And I wrote them. I still do. I type and put it in a Word doc. Every year I do my goals. And then the next year we moved to Dallas, and in 6 months I was auditioning, and I was like, okay, I didn't know it was going to be exactly the platform that, in the franchise that Bethany Frankel was on, but that's going back to vision, the power of your vision and intention, and even writing down your goals and aligning with God and his bigger vision. It's going to blow your mind.
Yes.
Blow your mind. I mean, never in a million years would I have thought we're going to all of a sudden move to Dallas, and then I'm screen testing, and bam, bam, bam. And then get the call after we finish filming, and they say, oh, they've decided, Andy Cohen and Bravo has decided y'all are Real Housewives of Dallas. I'm like, what? I put that in my goals a year and a half ago. Isn't that crazy? Crazy town. Crazy town.
Like you said, that lets you know how God does listen to our prayers, and nothing is too small.
No. Dream bigger. Think bigger. I mean, ladies, gentlemen, whoever's, when I ask women this in session, and sometimes I'm the first person they ever actually say it out loud to. They haven't even said it to their husband. If I say, if I put a gun to your head, what is your biggest dream in your heart of hearts that you see yourself? It's a glimmer. A glimmer of, I can see myself on stage. I can see myself writing a book. I can see myself as an actress or whatever it is, a high-powered attorney, whatever it is. Like, if I put a gun to your head, what is that thing that you are not giving yourself permission to actually go for? And it's wild what happens when you actually acknowledge it to yourself and then say it out loud to someone you trust, and then actually start taking the intentional steps every day toward it.
So did you take steps to how the
well, that's what the Sanctuary of Style was.
Okay.
I had wanted to do a show.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So when I was TV host, hit rock bottom, and then I'm like, okay, I'm getting these paychecks, I'm making great money on these big networks, but I mean, Beat the Geeks, all these shows, Spy TV, all these things that I'd done, it wasn't from my essence and how I could serve, right? My talent is serving people, making them laugh or whatever. But once I hit rock bottom and I got a restart, it was like, how could I didn't even know. I didn't even know what words to put behind it. I did vision boards, and I could see, I was a visionary. But I think but when you hit rock bottom and then you're like, okay, what am I going to do with my life? How am I going to feel more fulfilled? The paycheck is great, but that's not, people know my name, people back in Texas, people back home, they're like, oh, she's on TV. It's not rewarding. It's not fulfilling. Everybody's chasing, what is it? Money and fame. It's not real. It's not real if you aren't serving from that place and using the gifts and talents that God gave you. It was a talent, right? It was a talent I had honed. I actually just studied this recently just because so many of my clients are like, my gifts, what are my spiritual gifts? So your gifts are something that you have this ability to do, and the Holy Spirit and you can't explain it, and other people have such a hard time with it. So for me, working in front of the camera, I've done it's so natural to me. So when I coach girls in modeling things and it's so difficult for them, I'm like, I don't comprehend that because I just came out of the womb posing, and I'm an introvert. So it's crazy, right? And then TV hosting and turning the modeling into acting, TV hosting, and then eventually my own YouTube channel. That's a talent that you have to work at and develop, right? So going back to what you mentioned, the practice and what you're doing now for the bigger stage, that's what Sanctuary of Style was. I was committed, and I did the video a week, and it was my own little show. It was my own little production. And then God went bang. Wow. Yeah.
Is anybody else inspired? I'm about to go home and write some bigger prayers, and you're very specific. I think a lot of people miss that. You said reality TV exposure, like Bethany Frankel.
Yeah.
So that's very clear,
specific.
very specific.
Yeah. I didn't even realize that. You're right.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, be very clear with your intentions, be very specific. And I love how she said she wrote it out. There's power behind writing it out and seeing it every day.
Yeah.
And then
you and I are visionaries. And so vision boards, people think, and I did a vision board workshop in December, people think, and a lot of women that did the workshop, at the end of it, I got so many really long messages saying, they think it's a craft project. They think it's just, let me pull some cool pictures and throw it up there. But when you align with God, get rid of the fear, the small fear-based thinking, and really align with God in the big thing.
Yes.
And then you put images behind it. You better hold on to your Spanx, because hold on, because God's going to blow your mind.
I love how you said Spanx too, because she shares a similar story. Sarah Blake.
Yes, I did have you seen her masterclass?
No.
On Masterclass, the platform. It's so good.
So good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, with you mentioning Real Housewives of Dallas, I'm sure that was quite an experience for you, having such high exposure to everyone, and then some. How did that affect you and your healing journey?
That was, I want to preface with, the best thing that had happened in my career, because of what I just mentioned, what we just spoke about, the vision, getting Sanctuary of Style exposure. It was amazing. I got to shoot in Carrie Duber's closet a Sanctuary of Style episode. Wow. So I spoke about Sanctuary of Style often. In fact, one of the girlfriends that I filmed with a lot, she was like, why do you have to say Sanctuary of Style in almost every scene? I'm like, because it's going to get cut out 80% of the time. So I want to make sure that I'm branding it. Remember, Bethany always talked about skinny girl, skinny girl, skinny girl, So prefacing with, it was great, but it was also another rock bottom.
So, Real Housewives of Dallas, you're on this show. You're still kind of going through your healing journey. Can you talk a little bit about that?
It was interesting because I had done so much healing. I brought this Australian man of God husband back to Texas with me. And so we had lived in this little cocoon of healing and, not hanging out with my party friends anymore. And so coming back to Dallas, it was like foreign land, and quickly started auditioning for Real Housewives and really trying to get my footing in this new city that had changed. I hadn't lived here in, I think, 18 years, something like that. I was in LA for almost 2 decades. So I come back a little more healed, a married woman, growth, and was thrown into this just craziness of cattiness and backstabbing and all the things that make that everyone loves that franchise for. And a lot of alcohol, a lot of booze. And I hadn't touched a drug since I hit rock bottom, but I still hadn't really gotten a grasp on my relationship with alcohol.